Okay, let's just dive right in. There's this unique, almost piercing sting when a friendship ends, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. It really is.
We're swimming in resources for romantic breakups, self-help books, therapists specializing in it.
Whole industry, yeah.
Exactly. But when a really deep friendship falls apart,
Mm.
it often feels like, well, like you're completely lost at sea, emotionally, I mean, and kind of alone in it.
So alone. It's a huge loss, and it doesn't always get that acknowledgement.
Right. So today we're doing a deep dive into the sources you've shared with us, all focusing on this really vital, but yeah, often overlooked thing, friendship breakups.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission really is to pull out the most useful, the most profound insights, how to handle the conflict, how to set standards for yourself, how to actually move on.
And how to heal, right, and grow from it.
Exactly, grow.
Yep.
Because as one of the sources put it, pretty bluntly actually, sometimes you gotta lose a couple friends to find your peace and level the F up in life.
Wow. Yeah. Straight to the point.
It is. And this isn't just about casual friends drifting away. The material you sent covers the whole spectrum. Losing best friends for over a decade.
Oof. That's tough.
Yeah. And then there's dealing with, like, newer acquaintances who then stab me in the back. We've all had that feeling.
Unfortunately, yes.
And even just those, natural endings where we outgrow each other, which can still hurt, even if it's less dramatic. It really covers what so many of us have faced.
It's really striking, actually, how universal this is.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, we often feel so isolated when we're in it.
Totally.
So this deep dive, looking at these sources, it feels really important because these friendships, even the ones that end, they're actually pretty crucial to our growth, to our evolution as people.
Okay.
We're going to try and connect the dots today on why figuring this stuff out isn't just about coping with loss, but it's about actively, looking after our own well-being
Yeah.
and maybe paving the way for better connections later on.
Okay, so let's start with what feels like the hardest step sometimes. Just admitting, just recognizing that a friendship has turned toxic.
Right. That first hurdle.
Yeah. And our sources give a really clear picture of what that looks like. The kinds of behaviors that they drain you, they chip away at you.
Mm-hmm. Specific things.
Yeah, things like backhanded compliments, the type.
Ugh, yes.
Constant jealousy, insults, sometimes disguised as jokes, sometimes not. Being left out all the time, feeling disrespected, those never-ending arguments.
It's the pattern, isn't it? Not just a one-off bad day.
Exactly. It becomes the norm. These
Yeah.
damaging patterns just weave themselves into the relationship.
And that leads to this really fundamental point the materials make, something we maybe forget. Is this friendships are supposed to be easy.
Easy.
Well, not effortless maybe, but fundamentally supportive. They are supposed to be a solid foundation in our lives, full of love and care and mutual support and respect.
Okay, I see. So it's not supposed to feel like constant hard work or walking on eggshells.
Precisely. The sources are clear. That baseline of kindness, respect, support, that's the bare minimum. That's not the goal. It's the starting point.
Right. And strong friendships, they might have disagreements, sure.
Of course, healthy conflict is different.
But it leads to talking it out, not just simmering resentment. That basic level of decency, it's non-negotiable.
Absolutely. Non-negotiable.
That's a really important distinction. It kind of flips the script from feeling obligated to thinking about self-worth, doesn't it?
It does.
The sources pose this really stark question, and it challenges that feeling we get, that we owe someone our friendship no matter what, it asks. If they don't even have the common courtesy to do that much, why are you out here stressing about how you're going to walk away?
Mm-hmm. That hits home.
It really does. It makes you pause and think, why am I pouring all this energy, all this emotional effort into something where the absolute basics, respect, care, aren't even there?
It's permission almost to reclaim your peace.
Totally. Permission. And then the sources share this really vivid story, a personal one, about a toxic friendship from teenage years.
Ah, those formative years.
Right. They were best friends, supposedly. But their relationship, it was just full of constant competition, being deliberately left out, nonstop gossip.
It sounds exhausting.
And even some physical stuff like pushing or tripping, framed as joking. But the really insightful part is, despite all this toxicity, the person felt so attached.
Why, though? What kept them there?
Partly because their families were intertwined. You know how that can be.
Oh, yeah. Makes it complicated.
Super complicated. But also, crucially, this deep fear of the fallout, the fear of being painted as the villain of the story.
The reputation trap.
Exactly. That fear keeps us stuck, makes us put up with the pain for way longer, just like in this example. It shows how much we worry about what other people think.
And thinking about that constant focus on others' perceptions, what we call people-pleasing, it's incredibly draining, isn't it?
Definitely.
It drains your energy. And as the source puts it, it lowers your vibration. Basically, it dims your light, makes you less open to good things.
Right.
And it doesn't just mess with that one friendship. It leaks into everything else, your work, your studies, your own personal growth.
Yeah, you're just spread too thin trying to manage everyone else's opinion.
There's no energy left for you, for what you actually want and need. It's a real cycle.
And it can get even trickier. The sources talk about something called reactive abuse.
Okay, what's that?
It's where a toxic person, through their constant manipulation, yelling, insults, whatever, they deliberately push your buttons until you finally snap.
You react.
You react, you get angry, maybe you yell back, you finally stand up for yourself, maybe not in the calmest way because you're provoked. And then, here's the kicker.
Let me guess. They use your reaction.
Bingo! They seize on your reaction to paint you as the crazy one, the disrespectful one.
Wow. So unfair.
Totally unfair. It flips the whole script. They get to play the victim and ignore their own behavior that caused it.
So it makes you wonder, why? Why do people do that?
Good question. And the sources suggest it often comes down to a lack of, well, security, confidence, emotional intelligence, really. They can't take accountability. They're often, as the source says, at war with themselves, trying hard to comfort their own ego because they can't face their own issues, their own insecurities.
So they use others.
Yeah, like a place of convenience, the source calls it. Somewhere they can feel powerful or project their stuff onto just to feel better about themselves for a moment.
The key thing there, I think, is realizing they're not really fighting you. They're fighting their own demons, and you're just caught in the middle.
Exactly, your collateral damage.
Yeah.
So, okay, understanding all this, what's the takeaway for you listening right now?
It means shifting your focus powerfully.
Yeah, moving away from worrying constantly about your reputation, what people think, what they might say.
Which you can't control anyway.
Right. And instead, focusing fully on your character, who you actually are, and maybe more importantly, who you're becoming, who you're building yourself up to be.
That shift.
Yeah.
That's self-validation right there. It's self-love. It's choosing yourself.
Yeah. It means you don't have to waste energy trying to explain yourself to people who just aren't going to get it or don't want to.
Okay, so that's toxicity. But not every friendship problem is toxic.
Right.
Sometimes things just get difficult.
Right. And the sources are clear on that too. Not every challenge means it's over. Sometimes you need to actually confront the issue.
Address it head on.
Yeah. If the friendship isn't fundamentally toxic, if you genuinely care and they've shown they're valuable in your life, the advice is give them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, so what does that look like?
It looks like stand up for yourself, clearly set your boundary, communicate what is wrong, and then here's the crucial part. Use their reaction to assess your decision.
So their response tells you everything.
Pretty much. It's not about avoiding conflict. It's about using healthy, direct communication as a real, final effort to see if the connection can be saved.
You know, it's striking how the material points out that nobody discusses how important conflict is to love and to friendship.
That's so true. We usually see conflict as purely bad.
Right. But in a healthy relationship, it's necessary sometimes. It's actually a test. It shows how much someone really cares about you and the friendship itself.
Because if things can only be good when everything's perfect.
Then it's not real, is it?
Yeah.
If you feel like you have to hide your feelings or concerns, that's not sustainable. Being willing to work through the uncomfortable stuff together, that shows real care.
And the how of confronting it matters too, according to the sources.
Okay.
They suggest not doing the whole we need to talk text, the one that gives everyone anxiety for days.
Yeah, the pre-warning.
Right. Instead, they say stick it on them in the moment, when the issue actually happens.
Interesting.
The idea is you don't want to give them time to craft some perfect, maybe insincere response. You want their genuine, unprepared, honest reaction.
Get their real feelings.
Yeah. And it also stops you from just swallowing your feelings, letting things build up until you explode or just drift away resentfully. You deal with it now. You value your own present peace.
Okay, but what about the flip side? When you've already decided internally that it's over.
Yeah.
Like nothing they could say would change your mind.
Right. For those situations, the sources strongly advise against an in-person breakup.
Really? Why not?
Well, as material puts it, pretty bluntly again, what's the point? You're literally wasting your time, and this person is going to try and reel you in or make you feel bad or give you excuses.
Ah, avoid the manipulation or guilt trip.
Exactly. You've already made your decision, found your closure inside yourself. No need to open the door for more drama or pain.
Makes sense. So how do you end it then, gracefully?
For those times, the advice is practical. Send a text or a call, but crucially, don't over-explain.
Keep it brief.
Yeah, make it about your feelings. Use I statements. I've been feeling this way for a while now, and I need to prioritize my peace. Something like that.
Polite but firm.
Polite, classy, dignified. Remember the good times, sure, but also recognize, as the source says, they're not entitled to the rest of our lives.
Wow, that's powerful.
It is. You have the right to choose what's best for your future.
Okay, so we've talked about recognizing toxicity and deciding whether to confront or end things. What about being more proactive?
Yes, this is a really empowering part. Regularly evaluating your friendships, your whole circle.
Not just when something goes wrong.
Nope. The sources suggest doing a regular audit, maybe every 3 to 6 months, even when things seem fine.
An audit, like for finances.
Kinda, but for your energy.
Yeah.
It's about being, as the source puts it, so picky with the energy you surround yourself with.
Because it affects everything.
Absolutely. Your mood, your motivation, your whole vibe. It's about being intentional.
So what does this audit involve? What questions should you ask yourself?
The sources list some really crucial ones, like, do you still actually get excited to hang out with them?
Gut check.
Totally. Do they align with where you're going, with your future self, the person you're trying to become?
Big picture alignment.
Are they a positive influence? Do they lift you up? Do you fully trust them? Like, really trust them with your secrets? Believe they're loyal?
These are deep questions.
They are. Do conversations leave you feeling happy and energized, or mostly just drained?
The energy exchange.
How do they make you feel about yourself? Validated, or somehow less than?
Ooh, that's a big one.
And turning it inwards. Are you able to be a good friend to them right now? Is the effort, the energy actually reciprocated? Is it balanced?
Right. It goes both ways.
And maybe a tough one. Would they defend you?
Yeah.
Or would they at least tell you if someone was talking badly about you?
Wow. Yeah, that really makes you think. It's like a compass for the health of the friendship.
Definitely a compass. And the sources also point out that sometimes the signs that it's time to shift things are really subtle, not big blow-ups. Like what? Like when you hesitate to share big news, good news, because you just have this feeling they won't really get it or they won't be genuinely happy for you.
That protective hesitation.
Or when you start to actively dread seeing their name pop up on your phone, it brings anxiety, not joy.
The dread factor.
Yeah.
And maybe the biggest one. When you find yourself daydreaming about having a different circle of friends, friends who have qualities or offer support that your current ones just don't.
Fantasizing about a better fit.
That itself, the sources argue, is a totally valid reason to start thinking about making a change.
So why is this kind of audit, this level of awareness, so important? What's the so what?
According to the sources, staying in friendships or situations that just don't align with you anymore actually impacts all of your manifestations and your ability to attract this life that you want.
How so?
It sends out this signal of lack, like you don't believe better connections are possible or that you deserve them.
Like settling. Exactly. By holding on to what doesn't fit, out of fear or obligation, you're kind of blocking the path for the right people, the truly aligned tribe, to come in.
You're telling the universe you're okay with meh.
Pretty much. But, okay, what about that fear? The fear of the gap, the loneliness if you do let go? It's real.
Very real.
The sources encourage you to actively branch out into other areas of your life.
Fill the space proactively.
Yeah. Join a class, a club, networking things, even apps like Bumble BFF they're mentioned specifically.
Get out there.
The core message is powerful. Don't prioritize their temporary confusion over your daily satisfaction.
I say that again, that's good.
Don't prioritize their temporary confusion over your daily satisfaction. They might be confused or hurt for a bit, sure. But if you stay, you're the one living with daily dissatisfaction. Your long-term peace matters more.
That perspective is everything. You know, there's a personal story in the sources that really drives home this idea of detachment, especially after trying to connect.
Oh, yeah. Tell us.
The person sharing the source material talked about being ghosted by a relatively new friend, someone they felt incredibly aligned with after about 2 years. Great connection, lots of joy.
And then silence.
Complete silence for 2 months. Didn't even get a happy birthday message. So the source sent one final polite text, Just checking in, basically.
Yeah.
Nothing. Waited 2 years with absolutely no reply.
2 years. Wow.
Yeah. And only then, after 2 full years of silence, did they remove the person from social media. And the key was, it wasn't done out of anger or spite. It was consciously done to protect my peace.
Okay, that's incredible patience and clarity.
Isn't it? It's such a clear example of knowing when to stop chasing, stop wondering, stop investing energy, and just choose your own well-being.
Yeah.
As the source said, sometimes that blatant disrespect is the closure you need.
Wow. Okay, that leads us nicely into the healing part. Let's talk about forgiveness.
Which can be tricky.
Super tricky. The sources clarify. Forgiveness isn't about saying the behavior was okay or forgetting the hurt. Not at all.
So what is it then?
It's more about acceptance, accepting that people are going to live life in the way that they want to, and you actually can't control that.
Releasing control.
Yeah. And sometimes, like we just heard, disrespect is my closure. If someone can't even give you basic courtesy, that lack of respect tells you everything you need to know to move on.
And holding on to the grudge, the anger,
Well,
it harms you more, right?
exactly. The sources say making someone the villain in your head does more damage to yourself than the other person.
It's like drinking poison and expecting them to get sick.
Perfect analogy. It just drains your energy, keeps you stuck in negativity, feeling resentful. It doesn't fix anything.
So forgiveness is really about freeing yourself.
It's a gift you give yourself, but okay, it still hurts. A lot.
Oh, for sure. The sadness is real.
Totally normal. The sources acknowledge that losing a close friend can oftentimes hurt 10 times more than a romantic relationship because you never saw it coming.
There's no script for it.
No script. But while you absolutely need to let yourself feel that grief, the material emphasizes you also have a choice. You can make the conscious decision to think a little bit differently by shifting focus, actively looking for gratitude for the friends you do have, for the lessons learned, for your own strength, rather than only focusing on the pain of the loss.
Holding both.
E?
The grief and the gratitude.
Yeah. And there's this fascinating perspective shift offered, viewing the breakup not as a personal failure or attack, but as the universe granting me a lesson, a favor.
A favor. How is a painful breakup a favor?
It's just the whole narrative. It's not me versus them anymore. It's seeing the experience as valuable data. It taught you exactly what you will and won't tolerate.
So he helps you refine your standard.
Exactly. You recalibrate, you learn from the obstacle, and it makes you stronger, clearer about what you want and need in future connections, more aligned ones.
Okay, I can see that. Turning pain into insight.
And a really practical tool the sources recommend for processing all this is journaling.
Good old journaling.
Yep.
Writing things down helps you release all of the emotion through your words and get it out of your body, like a pressure valve.
Cathartic.
Very. But it's more than just venting. It makes it productive. It helps you understand why it happened, how you can grow, maybe spot red flags you missed earlier.
So you learn from it actively.
You turn it into progress, not just lingering sadness.
Okay, but what about nostalgia? You know, when you start missing them, maybe romanticizing how things used to be.
That's a big one. The sources have a great line. Not everything you lose is a loss. So many of our losses are actually hidden blessings.
Perspective again.
Yeah. And to fight that tendency to romanticize the past and forget why it ended, they suggest keeping a list.
A list of what?
A list of all of your desires for future friendships,
Yeah.
the qualities you want, the kinds of experiences, the type of bond you're really looking for now.
So it keeps you focused forward. Exactly. It holds you accountable to your new higher standards. It reminds you what you're aiming for, so you're less likely to get sucked back into longing for something that wasn't right.
That's a really practical tip.
And the ultimate goal, woven through all of this, is what the sources call a kind of self-obsession, but not in a bad way.
How do you mean?
It means deep self-reliance. You have to teach yourself to be okay with or without anyone.
Building that inner foundation.
Yeah. Being so obsessed with yourself, your growth, your goals, your life, that you're actually proud of choosing the harder path, the path of discomfort sometimes.
Choosing growth over comfort.
Choosing to become the woman I want to become, rather than chasing people or clinging to relationships that hold you back. Prioritizing your own evolution.
Your lifestyle, your career, your peace.
Exactly. Okay, so as we wrap up, let's touch on that feeling that often comes after cutting ties. Loneliness.
The inevitable companion, yeah.
The sources reframe it brilliantly. Loneliness isn't just emptiness, it's a sign that you aren't coming home to yourself.
Ooh, Interesting. So it's a signal.
A signal that this period, while maybe tough, is actually a crucial time for building deep self-love.
And that self-love becomes the foundation.
The foundation, the bedrock that influences everything. What experiences you seek, what relationships you even allow into your life. It's not just waiting for the next friend. It's building the home within yourself first.
And what's fascinating, connecting back to growth, is the idea that this breakup actually makes space. It means, as the source puts it, a 2.0 version of them is going to come along.
Because you've leveled up.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Because now you're a better person because of that breakup and you have higher standards. It's a recalibration. You're ready for a better match.
Letting go allows the right things to find you.
It clears the path for people who align with who you are now, not who you used to be.
And that brings us back to the core theme, really, running through everything you sent. Detachment.
It keeps coming up.
It does. Stop taking things personally. Stop using other people's actions to define your character.
Seeing people as experiences.
Yeah. People are merely experiences. They don't have to be lifelong to be significant. A friendship might only last a few months, but it can teach you something huge that shapes your entire future.
That removes so much pressure. So how does this detachment look when approaching new friendships after going through all this?
The advice is clear. Don't attach yourself to the point where you are too afraid to leave them.
So open your heart,
Yeah.
but with awareness.
Exactly. Be loving, be present, dive into new connections, absolutely. But hold on to that inner understanding that it's completely normal to outgrow friends.
It's not failure, it's growth.
In fact, the source says it's actually such a positive sign that you're going in the right place in life. It means you're evolving, aligning with your path.
Wow. That's a powerful reframe.
So today we've really journeyed through the whole landscape of friendship breakups, haven't we?
We really have, from the pain to the potential.
We've seen how these experiences, yeah, they hurt, but they're also these incredible chances for self-discovery, for raising our standards,
Yeah.
recognizing toxic stuff, setting boundaries, checking in with ourselves, embracing detachment. It's a whole toolkit for growth.
It really is. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, your journey through a friendship breakup isn't just about loss. It's fundamentally about gain.
Gaining.
Gaining a much deeper understanding of yourself, getting crystal clear on what you truly deserve, and building that solid inner foundation that's going to support you through everything life throws your way.
Okay, so here's a final thought for you to chew on, something to take away from this deep dive.
Let's hear it.
Consider this. Those skills you cultivate navigating the end of a friendship, that profound detachment, that radical self-prioritization, realizing people are experiences, letting go of what doesn't serve you, focusing on your character, not their reputation of you.
Yeah.
What if those aren't just for friendships? What if those are actually universal resilience tools? Tools that equip you to face all of life's changes, all its attachments and detachments with way more peace, more authenticity, and just more inner strength.